Simply Sarah is a mother on TikTok who not only exploits her children, like so many we cover on this channel, but also her grandmother-in-law with dementia whose meltdowns and struggles are used as fodder for views and entertainment. This mistreatment was so bad, in fact, that she had privated her account due to the backlash, but unfortunately, it's right back up as of right now. Before we get into this though, of course, I approach you most humbly to request that you subscribe to the channel because we are aiming for 400,000 by the end of the month, and we have like 1 week left and 2,000 subscribers. So if we don't make that, my goodness, is that going to cause a massive ego death, and I might just stop uploading. Although to many of you, that might actually be a reason not to subscribe. For now though, I'd like to show you this girl's TikTok and a lot of the conversations that it sparked as well. So here's her TikTok here, Simply Sarah. She's got 200,000 followers and it's a family lifestyle channel. She's a wifey and a mama to 3 and a caregiver. She stands for dementia awareness, see the person, not the disease. She got her email there as well, and Amazon too, I suppose. Is this like a wish list maybe? I don't know if this is a wish list or more of like an advice list, I suppose. Yes, okay, so this is her recommending items that mothers use, and she earns revenue if you buy an item from her list here, I guess. I'm not going to speak to the validity of a lot of these items. They look relatively fine to me, like they look pretty viable. So maybe these are all well and good. I'm not sure it takes like an expert in motherhood to pick items off like this though. Like, look, toddler must-haves, and there's a cup. Like, yeah, nice one, mate. Thank fuck you're here, else I'd be lost. Here I was thinking that I needed a pet dolphin to feed my baby. This is called Baby Must-Haves, by the way, and there's USA merchandising. I mean, if you love your country, that's one thing, but I wouldn't exactly call this a must-have. No, you don't understand. It's mandatory. It is imperative that you understand the importance of dressing your kid up in an America hat and an America shorts. I guess if you want to get them when they're young, then it makes sense. I hear, by the way, in America, you start every school day by, like, pledging your allegiance to the flag. I always thought that was, like, a hyperbolic thing that I heard in TV shows like South Park, for example. But just recently, I figured that, no, that's actually a real thing that happens in a lot of schools, unless I'm being messed with. So can you guys confirm in the comments, because I think that is hilarious. So how can you guys ever make fun of British people for anything at that point? Well, we can look at her most recent video, I suppose. I'm not sure how good of a representation this will be in regards to the actual problem at hand, because obviously ever since receiving the backlash, it's very likely that they might have changed their content up a bit.
Good morning. Oh, y'all, I had a Dunkin' situation yesterday. Put you in your spoon. Oh my goodness. Yesterday, I had to have Dunkin', so I went after I dropped Grayson off at school. And our Dunkin's drive-thru is super tight. Coming around the corner, and you know, I got a new car and it's much bigger than my old car. I scraped my brand new chrome rim.
Okay, we don't need to listen to this entire story here. The grandmother's in here, the babies are in here. It seems pretty standard. This is definitely not the most offensive of the videos that she has made, but we will get to those later, don't you worry. I do want to point out the comments here though. So you got one person mentioning how happy they are that she's back to posting because she did take a break and private her account due to the backlash that we will cover later. But interestingly as well, there are other mothers on TikTok. There's like a whole community of these people who interact with each other. It is a genuine community. So here's More Than Tea with Roxy, who has an account about motherhood and wifeys as well. Wife and mama of 2 doing parodies, reviews, and TikTok drama updates. Don't want to send any hatred towards this girl at all. It doesn't seem as though they use the children in the content or anything. But it is interesting that there are a lot of mothers on TikTok, whether they're, you know, ethical or not, that sort of support and communize with each other, I suppose. Is communize the right word there? Assimilate maybe works better? Now, when it comes to the actual videos involving the grandma, we're going to start off fairly tame, but bear in mind a lot of the really bad ones have been deleted. I will try to find them for you. But a lot of the worst ones involved really intimate moments of like her being showered or bathing or struggling with hygiene, for example. And this is not minor dementia. This is moderate to extreme levels of dementia here.
As I answer one of the most commonly asked questions on all of my videos. If you are new here, my name is Sarah. I am 33 years old, a stay-at-home mom of 3, and I'm actually only 7 weeks postpartum. I'm a caretaker for my husband's grandmother who has dementia. And the question everybody wants to know is, why does Baba live with us? A lot of things started changing when I was pregnant with my middle child, Barrett. About 4 years ago, when we noticed Baba's mental health to really take a dive. Her daughter and my husband decided that it was no longer safe for her to live by herself. Right as they were trying to make arrangements and figure out what to do, my son was right around.
I just want to make it obvious, by the way, when you watch videos like these, you've got to bear in mind that she sets the camera up in very specific places and then sort of behooves the grandma to walk in shot, essentially. So it's very much like, okay, wait here, let me set the camera up, and then, okay, walk now, sort of thing. Like, it looks natural because the camera's moving so often, but once you actually picture that every single shot is being precariously picked and chosen out, it seems a lot more artificial and fake and less nice and lovely, if that makes sense. But the way that I view this grandma's appearance on screen is the same way, honestly, that I view the appearance of children on screen as well in these family channels, and that would be, they happen to show up every now and then in a very, like, non-exploitatory way, or a manner in which they are clearly not being used as some sort of money bag fodder, or similar to how, like, reality television people are used, if that makes sense, then that'd be one thing. But when it becomes your entire brand identity and the entire reason why you're known on the internet, and the entire source of your income, that's when shit gets really fishy, in my opinion. Because what is the entire reason as to why we, I suppose, condemn the appearances of children on family channels, especially the blatant exploitation of them and the over-appearance of them, or I guess over-reliance on them to make your content interesting and watchable. Just like so many other channels, without the grandma, without her children, no one would really be paying much attention to Simply Sarah. That's when it becomes inherently exploitative, in my opinion. But the reason why we have a problem with children in these videos, as we've gone over so much on this channel, is the inability to give proper informed consent. Like, they may be okay with being on camera, but that doesn't really matter because they don't have the brain power or consciousness of the future and what the internet is to truly understand what being on camera on a channel this big really means for them. They don't know the amount of eyeballs that are going to be on them. They don't know how many people are going to be seeing them. They don't know how many people are going to be commenting negative things about them. They don't know if this is still going to be on the internet in 10 or 20 years. They also don't know how much money it's making and how little of that money they'll probably be receiving. Well, the same thing goes for grandmothers who are suffering from moderate to extreme dementia. When you're that mentally handicapped, you are unfortunately also unable to give proper informed consent. I would say usually if you lack the mental faculties to make consent to a point where you are being given a caretaker or need someone to take care of you, it probably isn't great to exploit said person on camera for attention. I think the same goes for people who are really drunk, for example. In fact, I'd say that's a great example because when it comes to drunkenness or alcohol, it becomes very obvious and understood by a lot of people that it's not consensual. That someone who is drunk is unable to make properly informed consensual decisions, especially when you're drunk to a point to where you need someone to be taking care of you or carrying your weight about. Once you pass that line and you get to that point, you can't really make any informed decisions. It's like, yeah, maybe you want to be on camera whilst you're drunk, but you don't really know what that means. Or, to put it more succinctly, you don't really care what that means. You ask a drunk person why they're doing something and why it's dangerous, they'll be able to explain it to you pretty perfectly. It's just, you know, alcohol obviously prevents you from caring about said conclusions. Same thing goes for children, I think, who need caretakers. And I would say that we should treat children and dementia patients the same way, especially when they are so, I suppose, unable to function without proper caretaking.
In these 4 years, her dementia has progressed, and it has become quite difficult to care for her. But we will continue to do this for as long as we are physically able to. Thank you all so much for your love and support. It means more than you'll ever know to me and my little family.
So yeah, this is one of the tamer videos for sure. Still not great though because of the sheer amount of them. Like, every video is her grandma and her children. And I do think there is something dodgy about that, to be honest. I think there's like a way to display like practical examples of dementia in a manner that allows people to find solace or understand that they're not alone or that their families aren't the only ones suffering with this type of illness. Dementia is one of the most devastating groups of diseases, I think, that could ever be thrusted upon a family. And I think part of the reason for that is because it's so common. Luckily, obviously, healthcare systems in the West, at least, have been doing really well in sort of treating it and getting better at it as the years have gone by. And it being so common is... You know what? I was going to say it's a pro in that there's a lot more studying surrounding it, but like... I mean, there wouldn't need to be studying if it wasn't so common. I guess maybe it prevents that sense of loneliness that comes with a lot of other diseases. Like if someone has gastroparesis, for example, they might feel a little more isolated than a family member whose other family member is suffering from dementia. Because they probably know another family who also is struggling the same way, and they can find solace in each other and sort of talk to each other about the best ways of dealing with such a thing. Whereas gastro is, I guess, less common of an illness. By the way, if you have gastro and you're watching this video, big up to you, man. One of my best friends when I was younger had gastro. That's the thing though, one of my best friends had gastro, but I could name about 5 pals off the top of my head when I was a kid whose family members had dementia. And that can be really crushing because if you know that dementia runs in your family, it's almost like a ticking time bomb. Like you are constantly waiting for it to hit you. And if you get to a certain age and you start forgetting little wee things, that can really fuck with people. One of the worst things about dementia as well is that transitionary period before it like becomes severe, but it's not minor either. So the one suffering with dementia is conscious and has enough mental faculty and memory to remember who they are and have all the core or long-term memories that they would usually hold, but not to an extent to where it wouldn't be worrying to those around them. Because in situations like those, the dementia patient is like fully aware that, oh shit, now it's kicking in and it's fucking terrifying. Like the amount of guilt that a lot of people during that period feel for the people around them because they know what it's like, because they probably have a family member or a parent or a grandparent who suffered from the exact same thing. It's an incredibly traumatic illness, and it's not one to be taken advantage of, in my opinion. That's why videos like these, man, they really do rub me the wrong way, because everyone knows someone affected by dementia. And I'd be willing to bet that no one watching this video could fucking imagine exploiting their grandmother or their father, for example, anyone suffering like this. I suppose this one video isn't the best example, but as it goes on, you'll see exactly what I mean here.
Beautiful lady. Thank you.
And
my aunt picked us some fresh homegrown strawberries.
This is what I mean, by the way. Like, nothing happened during that first clip. It was just sort of her stood there, very much obviously struggling. And that was like the hook line. That was like the hooker to get you hooked into the fucking video. Like, oh yeah, look at my struggling grandmother who can barely stand and talk. I bet that makes you want to stay tuned, doesn't it?
It's a difference. You can so tell homegrown from store-bought ones. Daddy's cooking breakfast, but of course he's taking a poop break. Yep. Good job. Here's some breakfast. Those are homegrown strawberries. They're really good, okay?
thank you.
You're welcome. I have coffee coming. Okay? You're welcome. Can I eat with you? We have a busy day today. We are going to be going to a family party, and Valentina is going to go spend some time with her sister. So I'm going to try to get dressed really quick while Hattie's still having her morning nap and before she's ready to eat.
Oh, here's some food, Grandma. Make sure you eat it on camera, though. Like, just get in the shot real quick. Oh, let me eat with you, actually. Again, though, gotta get me asking to eat with you on camera as well, because I'm just so nice and giving. Oh, you going to bed now? Hang on. Before you go to bed, let me just get the camera out. Record you going to bed. Oh, you're getting up now? Okay, real quick. Before you get up, let me just get the camera out. You want to go to the toilet? Let me just, hang on real quick. Let me just set the camera and then go to the toilet. But make sure you're in shot real quick. You enjoying that food? Maybe, you know, up your enjoyment a little bit. The camera's on right now, you know. This is how we make our money. It's like everything. Oh, wait, you want a bath? Let me just, hang on, you know the deal at this point, Grandma. Oh, wait, you don't, do, well, fuck it. Well, let me just get it anyway.
Hi, Barbie. Are you listening? Winning. Let's take your morning vitamins and put those on your tongue.
Vitamins. Oh, you need to take your vitamins. Let me make sure they get the vitamins on camera. Of course, that is fucking vital.
Adorable these bibs are. Can you? Hi, Barbie. Are you listening? Winning. Let's take your morning vitamins and put those on your tongue. With some juice. Feeding Hattie. Daddy's cleaning up the breakfast. Oh, we're gonna go to church, so we're gonna take off your pajamas and
You're
put
not
on.
going to take anything off of me. It was given to me.
We're gonna come back and attempt that in a little bit.
Oh, what's that, Grandma? You're having an embarrassing freak out on camera because of your horrific, life-debilitating illness? Let me just get that on camera and show it to millions of people who are going to watch this video. And the best part, you'll love this bit. It's hilarious. You are not going to have any knowledge or any consent behind it. And for those who are saying that it's like educational or whatever, there was no somber message that went alongside it. There was no caption of like, look, these are the struggles of dealing with it. This is how you deal with it. This is what you should do. This is how we cope. No, it was just a video of the grandma freaking out because she didn't understand fully what was going on. Slam cut to her putting a baby to bed. To say that this isn't exploitation, I think you'd have to be half blind at least.
Get her changed.
Look at that body weight.
Look at how adorable these bibs are. Can you come help me hold the baby?
You're a disgusting woman.
Okay. Thank you so much for helping me. Thank you so much for holding the baby. Watch the baby.
You see, you ruined everything.
Okay. Baby work. Can you hold the baby for me?
Why do we need to hear this? I'm sorry, why do we need to hear this, man? Like, this grandma's having a horrible fucking time. She's panicking. She doesn't know what's going on right now. The last thing she needs is for millions of people to witness this freak out for what, entertainment? And for you to pull a funny, oh my god, kind of face at the end there? Like, what kind of message does that fucking send? Like, yeah, when your family member with dementia freaks out a little bit, which is so normal for dementia patients, make sure you act as though it's a huge fucking inconvenience, but make sure you get it on camera first as well. Make sure to get him in there insulting you as well so that people feel sorry for you and compliment you on being such a kind, loving mother despite being insulted.
I love it.
I know you do.
I love all angels and mothers too.
I know. We love you too. All right. right, your sister's here. You're gonna watch the baby for me, okay?
All right, y'all, we're loaded up and heading out for the day. I hope that you guys have the best day ever.
There's no education here at all. Like, it'd be one thing if she gave her the baby and explained the benefits of giving babies to people with dementia, because that is a legitimate coping mechanism, a legitimate method of therapy, I suppose, that is used in a lot of dementia or Alzheimer's-based hospitals. A lot of the time, you don't even need a real baby. You could just use a doll, for example. Obviously, depending on the type of dementia and how bad it is, you can just use a doll a lot of the time. Obviously, those have their issues too, because sometimes they get way too attached to the doll as well, and that can cause genuine fights if the doll's taken away, for example. It's a very fucking complicated illness, because the human mind, the human brain is, I mean, we haven't even scratched the surface of how complex it is. Despite all of our amazing modern medicine and science, like, we'll just never truly understand the faculties and the complications that come with it, I don't think. People living with dementia have bad days too. Days filled with confusion, fear, and frustration. Sometimes what looks like difficult behavior is really a difficult moment. It just doesn't mean anything. Difficult, but it's difficult. It's a difficult moment, but that is also difficult behavior. That's why I need caretakers. Anyone who's ever cared for someone with dementia will know that some days they can be fucking inconsolable. Like, there's just nothing you can do. It's one of the hardest jobs ever, I think. Like, being a parent is hard, obviously, but like caring for someone with dementia is, I think, probably on par. Obviously, depending on how bad the dementia is. I would say it's on par, if not harder. Especially because, like, if it's a child, if it's your child and they're a baby and they're growing up, it feels very natural for them to beg and cry and throw shit and all this stuff. Whereas if it's someone that you've known and loved your entire life who raised you and they're struggling to remember things about you or sometimes don't even know who you are, for example, that can be extremely painful because it's way less expected. As much as it is important to understand that the moments and behavior that they are exhibiting is very difficult and hard on them, it's also very important to acknowledge that you are allowed to struggle and say that the behavior that they are exhibiting is difficult. I don't think there's any good in lying about it and saying like, oh no, everything's easy to manage and completely fine, and because they're going through a hard time, I should just rough through it. Like, no, you're allowed to struggle and be sad about it as well. Obviously, you shouldn't be encouraged to give up on them if you can help it, but like, you know, you're allowed to struggle, and you're allowed to vocalize said struggles to the people around you, the people you love, to make it easier. Like, no one in their right mind who's any good will judge you for that. Like, this post here isn't particularly offensive on first glance, but the more you look at it, it's like, she's just picked out a video of her dancing with her and put it out for compliments with some like meaningless word salad on the screen. Like, it's just word Jenga. It sounds kind of nice when you read it, but when you actually think about it, it just, I mean, it means nothing. It's just an excuse to get like an artificial wholesome video out, I guess. Some of you might think I'm being too mean here, but like, I just can't stand how fake these accounts are and how exploitative these fucking family channels are.
She spit up all over herself, so we have to change her. Baba is still sleeping, so let's go wake her up. Good morning.
What? Who is it?
It's Sarah and the baby.
Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah who?
Sarah Ryan's wife.
My little angel.
Gotta go to school today. Gotta eat some breakfast. We had a really busy night last night. If you caught our vlog, you know. I need this right now. Not too shabby. Barbie's not licking you.
No, why are you licking me?
Okay, I'll tell her not to lick you. Barbie, don't lick there. We're gonna brush your teeth. They're just waking up. Let's eat, okay? Coffee and a little snack. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I did a big pickup order from Sam's this morning, so once we drop G off, we're gonna go get that. Mama's coming, Hattie girl. All right, it's okay, Barrett. She's just talking to you.
Stop it.
Yeah, baby, we gotta get going. Okay, guys, it's okay. It's okay. Oranges.
Haven't even mentioned the kids yet, by the way, but this is just disgusting to put online as well, I think. A lot of the time, because kids obviously don't understand what's going on with the old woman with dementia. A lot of the time, especially kids this young, it's very difficult for them to comprehend the idea of dementia. And it's very likely in my opinion, that these kids will grow up and regret the way that they treated their great-grandmother, at this point, I guess, when they were this age. Like 10, 15 years from now, when these kids are adults or like teenagers, late teenagers, for example, they'll look back at the way they treated their grandmother at a young age and think, fuck, I wish like, I don't know, I wish I told her I loved her. I wish I was nicer to her. I wish I understood what she was going through, but I was just a kid, you know? For most people, it's just a bad memory that they regret, but for these kids, no, that's gonna be online forever. Them treating their grandmother like she's some extraterrestrial or someone that they show genuine fear of talking to when she tries to interact with them, that's on the internet forever. There's no way they're gonna feel good or comfortable about that when they get older. Not to mention, of course, it's incredibly unfair on the grandmother grandmother currently. Like, she's being treated horribly for millions to see. If your kids don't want to interact with your ill grandma, that's, you know, it's rough, but it is relatively normal. It's not something you put online for millions to see, though. I really do think that that is disgusting in so many ways. I say this as someone who very much regrets the way that I, maybe not treated my grandma, but what I didn't do. Like, I wish I made more of a conscious effort to spend more time around my grandma when I was younger, but I just didn't really understand the concept of mortality when I was that young. Like, it's difficult to blame myself because I was just so young. And I'm trying to imagine myself in a situation where videos of me at, 5 years old, for example, are being put on the internet of me interacting with my grandma in maybe a less than pleasant manner. Especially with the job that I have now, if those videos were on the internet and people were seeing them, that would make me feel fucking terrible, dude. It's not even as though the kids gave uninformed consent for videos like this either. Like, there's no way they went, oh yeah, put the video up of me refusing to talk to grandma online. She just didn't bother fucking asking. She just puts it online. Probably the same with the grandma too. She doesn't give a fuck. Even uninformed consent is too much for her to ask for.
Today, for the first time ever, asked to hold Hattie. It breaks my heart that I don't really fully trust letting her do that. But I'm gonna take one of Gracelyn, my daughter's baby dolls, wrap her up really tightly and see if she'll think that that's Hattie. I kind of think that she will, so let's try it. Okay, this is what I have. Let's see. Here's Hattie. Valentina, do you mind holding the baby for me while I get some stuff done?
Yeah,
Okay, you ready? Be careful, okay?
of course.
You got her?
I love my babies.
I know you do.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, chica. Oh, chica. I love you. I might take you with me.
Great, let me just get my phone real quick and just shove that right in your face. Get some nice angles of this as well, like a fucking shitty action movie, whilst you cinematically baby talk a fucking doll. Again, if this was the one video, I wouldn't mind, but this is her entire channel. It's just exploiting and shoving cameras in front of children and dementia-ridden grandmas. That's how she makes a fucking living. How can you genuinely look at that and be proud of yourself?
Do you like to talk to me?
That's your great-granddaughter.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
She is beautiful. She is beautiful.
she is.
When you get older, you and I will go to church and we want to go say hello.
That's so sweet, Val. Thank you for holding her for me.
Love you.
Getting tired? Do you want me to take her?
Lady, I'm going to kick your knee in a minute.
Okay.
Why would I be tired?
Okay,
I'm
good.
sitting on my fat tash.
I'm gonna go put my laundry away. You can watch her for me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I love you. You want to go with me? Yay! I just can't believe it. I'm just ready to go and squish him and take him with me.
Oh.
I meant I'll just hold him tight so nobody takes me away from him.
Yeah.
Makes me happy.
Yes. Oh.
Yeah, because I love that face. Are you going to be mine?
Okay, that literally was the sweetest thing ever. Of course, like, it's so sad I can't really give her Hattie to hold, but we just don't know how that would truly go, you know, and my kid's safety is #1 priority. But that is making her so happy.
Yeah, again, man, I don't know. Maybe I am being too harsh. If this was a singular video, if this was like the only video that she'd ever put out regarding her children or grandma, I think I would be being too harsh. But I hope you understand that my issue is that this is the entire fucking this is her career. This is her whole career.
Good morning, Duncan Daddy.
Thank you.
Why are we fighting? Okay.
You can dance if you wanna. Excuse me.
Good morning. Oh, hello. Ryan's upstairs making his lunch, so he's sitting with Hattie. Right there. Let's do your mouthwash. Brush your teeth now. Brush your hair.
So beautiful and you're so hot, nice.
Thank you, Valentina. So are you.
Can you?
I guess we made cookies last night and nobody put them away. You don't have to give her a high five, buddy. Let me know when you're done. That's looking so so good, G.
Like, why is that? Why do you need to show your kid going to the toilet? I just don't get it. Like, why? What does that fucking add to the video? What does that add to the video? Like, imagine you go to your friend and you're like, oh, what TikTokers do you watch? And they're like, oh, I like Italian Back. I like, I don't know, I like Noah Glenn Carter. He's good for drama, maybe. I'll tell you who I also love. I really like Simply Sarah. My favorite part of her last video is when her little boy, like 4 years old, went to the toilet and needed the toilet seat assistant. That was just so funny and epic and wholesome. I loved that bit. So you look at him like he was this fucking maniac who needs to be stopped. You sit there on the edge of your seat like, oh, I wonder if the little boy goes to the toilet in this episode. Yeah, here's a video of her struggling to take a shower. That I wanted to show earlier, but it got deleted. So big up Danielle, because I'm getting the video from her one on this girl.
Just sat there.
No, you just got done eating breakfast. We're gonna take a quick bath, okay? I just got a shower. Everybody's getting freshened up today, so yeah, that's what we're doing.
Need a bath.
Okay.
Ask the lady.
Okay.
No dignity.
No dignity is an understatement. Like, no dignity, no respect, no... Like, when you respect someone, you don't record them struggling to shower. And you certainly don't publicize it for hundreds of thousands of your followers to sit there and watch and be entertained by. Again, though, big up Danielle for that clip there. I just want to give credit, so go show her some love. Her channel is on screen right now. Again, like, imagine you're someone who's really drunk. You don't remember being drunk because you were fucking blackout. You wake up the next day and there is a video of you online being showered by your friend as you struggle and yell and embarrass yourself and freak the fuck out. You would be livid. And you'd be even more livid if your friend was like, oh no, you said to upload it. And it's like, yeah, but I was fucking, I can't give informed consent. I was blackout drunk. For some reason, it's so understandable. It's so easily understandable when it comes to drugs or alcohol. But when it comes to children and dementia patients, all of a sudden it becomes this difficult, morally ambiguous thing. When it's like, no, it's as simple as some people cannot give informed consent to be published online, especially in manners that are as intimate and private as these ones. And these instances usually take place when someone has been mentally handicapped to a point, whether it be through alcohol or illnesses or age, that they need a caretaker at most times. Like, maybe you would record your drunk friend, you know, just to show them what they were like or anything, like something like that, if they need to see it in the morning to maybe like put them off the alcohol or something. But you wouldn't publish it. You wouldn't publish it for everyone to see. You wouldn't even publish it for your close friends to see, let alone millions of strangers, dude. Like, when you do that, if you do that to your friend, I think we can agree you're a shitty friend. You don't respect them. You don't give and you're not giving them any dignity or privacy. I think the exact same thing can be said for family members and dementia patients and children too. Don't record your child going to the toilet. Don't record your child taking a shower. Don't record your child disrespecting your grandmother because they don't know any better. And don't record your grandma disrespecting other people, including yourself, because she doesn't know any better. Unless you're taking, like, I don't know, videos for their doctor to see, to maybe display at what point in the dementia process that they're at and maybe, I don't know, diagnose or prescribe medications or therapies, right? That's fine. But again, the issue is publicizing it for millions to see. And I just don't see how anyone could possibly have an issue with what I'm saying here. Again, though, if you think I am being too harsh, that's fine. I'd love to hear why. I would.
No one can convince me that Sarah isn't exploiting Baba, because on May 27th, 2025, she posted that she doesn't want to be TikTok famous. She wants to be TikTok paid. Unfortunately, the stay-at-home mom content wasn't working, so she started including Baba. And she noticed that she gets more views whenever Baba lashes out. You can literally see the formula that she uses for her videos. 3-second clip of Baba lashing out. For a whole 45 seconds to a minute, it's nothing but stay-at-home mom content.
She's absolutely right, dude. It's exactly what I said earlier. We use the grandmother as a hook to hook people in. Look at how ill and dementia-ridden and unable to give proper informed consent this grandma is. Stay tuned to see how bad it gets. Stay tuned to see how I get verbally abused by someone who doesn't know any better later on in this video. Isn't that gonna be a gay old time? God, you're gonna have so much fun watching this poor woman who's lived a whole fucking life basically embarrass herself on camera without knowing any better. And just for some extra spice, we'll throw my children in there as well.
Then in the last 30 seconds of the video, you get the Baba lash out. That way you're waiting to see the explosion and watch until the end. That's how she gets people attention, and that's how she keeps them watching. And she typically waits till after the 1 minute and 1 second mark to include Baba. That way she gets her qualified views because everybody watched to the end. She also has a monetized Amazon storefront that people are under the impression of being a wish list. And this is from July of 2024. She's been begging for TikTok clout for a while.
Yeah, just a girl wishing she had 10k followers so she can join the creator fund. Only 8,537 more to go. So yeah, she's one of these people, just like the Resilient Jenkins a little bit, where like she always wanted to be TikTok famous. She always wanted to be a TikTok mum. She always, I don't buy what she's saying. She always wanted to be a famous TikTok mum. The money's cool too, but like, fuck me, dude. It's just grim. And it seems as though, just like a lot of other family channels, she would not stop at anything. Like, any means necessary, I will become famous TikTok mum, even if it means exploiting those around me who are unable to consent properly.
Let's say that you have moderate to severe dementia to the point where you can no longer shower yourself. You are fully dependent on whoever your caregiver is to do this. But because you have dementia, you don't recognize your caregiver. It's somebody new you're dealing with every day.
I will say, you don't need moderate to severe dementia to, I guess, stop being able to shower independently. I'd say that's not like the very, very, very beginning, obviously, but that's not like too far in. It's not too far into sort of, I guess, the severity of dementia either. Now, that is pedantic, to be fair, because I understand exactly what this girl's saying, but I just want to throw that out there, I guess. Here's this girl's TikTok account, by the way, because I'm using a few of her videos, so go show her some love too. Look at that, she's a wife and a mama. Looking at the account, I can't... Yeah, she's not doing it right. She needs to exploit those children a bit more, I think. Maybe get those children yelling at like a family member of yours without them knowing any better, and put that on blast. I'm sure they'll love you for that. Yeah, this woman clearly doesn't know what she's doing, man. Too respectful. Look, she's covering the baby's face as well. What is this? Amateur hour? What the fuck are you doing, actually taking your children's feelings into consideration? Clearly, you don't know the TikTok game well enough, Ali.
As a caregiver, you don't know why she's asking you to take your clothes off or get in the water. All you know is every time you step into the bathroom, you see this little random doohickey sitting there pointed at you. You already don't know where you are, so what is...
Man, that's crazy. Actually being able to see the camera in the mirror, it just makes it all so much more real. Like, imagine being the grandma looking at that and seeing it and being like, holy shit, I'm being fucking recorded right now. If obviously they're able to tell that they are being recorded, in fact.
Or an object, and why is it so bright, and why is it pointed at me? And you don't even have the capacity to know that that is filming you in the bathroom as we speak. It's watching you get undressed, it's watching you take a bath, and it's also filming the points where you're lashing out.
She's right. She is right. I didn't even think about that. A lot of the undressing and everything surrounding the shower is being recorded too. So it's not just the, obviously the only bit that's publicized is, I don't know, somewhat behind the curtains. All we really hear is the lashing out. We don't see anything inappropriate massively, luckily, but that doesn't mean it's not being recorded. So she has it on her phone and she's just sort of keeping it and cutting it up for TikTok, which I guess is like, I don't know, man, it really does rub me the wrong way. In my mind, it's just way more appropriate just to not record any of it to begin with.
Signs of cognitive decline. And on top of all of that, you don't know that these same videos are being posted online for 10 million people to see. You're totally unaware that there's comments on these videos laughing at you and your outbursts. And to make matters worse, there are other registered nurses and caregivers and CNAs telling the person filming, "You're doing a good job," despite the fact that every video starts out like this.
Stop it! Not my mommy! You're not my mother!
This is exploitation.
Yeah, she's bang on. And these videos got deleted. I'm so glad we've seen this now. Again, big up to Ali G. Ali HG. Not Ali G, the UK character. The fucking roadman that Sacha Baron Cohen done a few years ago. Ali HG. This TikToker here. Very different people. I wonder how many Ali G fans are in the house. But yeah, those videos were purged from her account. That's mental, by the way. The ones that we ended up seeing on her account are the respectful ones. Those are the good ones. Yeah, as you can see, it used to be a lot worse. And those are the hook lines. Those are the bits to get people interested in the video. Stay tuned to see how my grandmother got so verbally abusive. The thing is, a lot of first-time viewers will click on these videos not knowing the concept of the channel or that it's a channel about dementia, and they will genuinely just think, my, what a horrible woman. I can't believe she's saying that to her granddaughter. And a lot of them aren't going to stay till the end as well. Like, a lot of them will probably just leave after the first few seconds, as is the nature of TikTok. And they'll think, fuck, what a horrible, I can't believe that she was such a dick. I don't think that's unintentional. At all.
If you want education on dementia, I highly recommend pages like Teepa Snow or Right at Home, because they provide education without exploiting their patients. They use staff members and other volunteers to be able to produce dementia education content. Don't fall for this.
Yeah, again, I think this is a really good TikTok. I think she's explained it all really succinctly.
It's because they're uneducated on the legality of the situation. I will simply let the facts and the examples from Sarah speak for themselves. Get comfy and grab some Dunkin' because this is about to be a lot to unpack.
And I'm a caretaker for his grandmother with...
Defining a vulnerable adult. Vulnerable adult is defined as someone 18 or older whose physical or mental condition, such as dementia, severe disability, or advanced age, prevents them from protecting themselves from abuse, neglect, or exploitation. Because of these limitations, they may be unable to comprehend what they are being filmed for or the consequences of that content being public. Absolutely, yeah. The same thing goes for children, of course. Yes, the exploitation of a vulnerable adult can absolutely include content creation. This form of abuse occurs when someone uses a vulnerable adult's image, voice, or personal life to create videos, photos, or audio for financial gain, social media clout, or entertainment without their full understanding or consent. This is a growing area of concern, often categorized under financial or emotional abuse, adult protective services agencies, or by adult protective agencies and stuff. Again, this is Google AI. I believe this is Google AI. I don't know for sure though. It does seem, based on the format, to be Google AI. I don't think it's saying anything necessarily wrong. However, I do also think it's probably thinking about cases of abuse that are a bit more blatant than Simply Sarah's account. Not to say that Simply Sarah's account is ethical by any means, and I do understand the outrage here as well, but I just want to point out that this is like an AI overview, and it's not a specific condemnation of Sarah's account from Google, if that makes sense. Like, I wouldn't be comfortable as someone who isn't a lawyer asserting that this type of content is illegal, as immoral as I do find it to be. I do think that there isn't anything wrong in pointing out these, I guess these laws though, and because the law being laws, you'd think most of the time are usually predicated upon like morals, right? So these laws existing, they pretty much prove that there is like an inherent immorality to this kind of behavior, even if it doesn't necessarily cross the line into illegal territory.
You're not my mother. You're not my mommy. Stop it! You're nobody. You're just a lady.
These have to come off because we're putting on pants.
I'm not taking it off.
Yes, we have to. We have.
That's true as well, by the way, to be fair. She's using the exploitation of these children and grandmother to shuffle people all the way down to her Amazon listings where they can give her more money. The child laughing at the grandma here as well. I'm sure they're going to feel great about that when they're old enough to understand what they're doing.
Trying to get you dressed so we can go out. They're not men's pants.
See, but it's not your business.
Well,
I'm an old lady. You don't tell. Do me what you want to do.
I love you.
Yeah, she can't even form a coherent sentence there properly either. While the adult me receives none of the benefits. Yeah, this is good. This is good content. This is good information here, to be fair, because it is very true that Sarah is going to be receiving all of the money received. To be fair, I'm sure she spends a lot of it on her family. I'm not going to say she doesn't. We don't know for sure, of course, but like it's not as though the children are going to see a lick of that money. They're going to be fed with food that she used to buy the money, and that's going to be her big excuse, is to be like, no, I'm paying the children back. It's like, no, fuck, you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing.
Yes, I do.
You're mean.
Have a great Saturday, y'all. All right, y'all, it's bath day for Baba, so let's see how this goes.
God, that video had 10 million views, by the way, before it was deleted. That's fucking unhinged. Because forcing a shower is traumatic, experts suggest alternative approaches to hygiene. Using warm washcloths or no-rinse cleansers to wash only necessary areas. Using no-rinse warming shampoo caps, trying at different times of day, using warm water towels, or calling it spa time rather than the shower. The blue highlight is stuff she has filmed that she's actually tried. Under law, it is generally illegal and considered abuse for family members or caregivers to physically force, restrain, or threaten a person with dementia to shower. Okay, again, AI overview, and the source seems to be a Reddit on our dementia, so I don't know exactly how accurate it is. Definitely maybe take it with a grain of salt. I honestly wouldn't know, but I'm reading it out there for you. Forcing a person, even one with dementia, who lacks capacity to take a shower against their express will can be legally classified as assault, battery, or cruel or inhumane treatment. Again, I don't doubt this at all, but as someone who isn't fully knowledgeable, I would feel uncomfortable asserting that this is illegal, especially because we don't actually see all of it, if that makes sense. We definitely see enough of it to deem it fucking immoral and horrible for sure. I just don't know if I'd be comfortable saying it's illegal. Although if you know more than me, then maybe you would be.
Warm in there?
You make me sick.
Yeah, she is in literal tears there. So it does seem as though she does not want a fucking shower and she is being forced to. Again, not saying that's illegal, but that is what's happening here.
Happy Sunday. For starters, we have to get Baba a bath. Let's get this day started.
Stop it!
Brian, can you come help me? Your mom and dad?
I don't care.
You're just gonna have to help me get her clothes off. We're just at that point.
You're gonna have to help me get her clothes off. We're just at that point. Fuck me, dude.
It would mean the world to us if you gave us a follow and followed along our crazy little corner of the internet.
This is bad, man. This is really bad, dude. I can't believe that she's actually put this out like it looks good for her. There's a Reddit thread about her too that went pretty big. Well, read this and then we're gonna look at her response to this whole thing. I don't mean for this to be snark. This lady seems like a superhero taking care of a newborn as well as 2 other young children, plus caring for her husband and grandmother who seemingly has pretty severe dementia. She's killing it. I could not do all that, but I can't help but feel a little sad watching this elderly lady's outburst posted as well as her personal hygiene. She was once dementia free and I feel just sad I shouldn't be seeing this lady in this state. Not sure if I'm making sense, just felt like asking you if you think this is a good idea, if she films everything to bring awareness for dementia, or is it a little overboard and invasive? Top comment here I think sums it up pretty well. Like with children, people who cannot understand consent should not be posted online, period. Yeah, I agree completely. IMO, yes, it's exploitation for mostly and usually financial and emotional gain. It's hard because I know some people are mostly just trying to make the best of the worst, but it doesn't negate the impact of the exploitation of the sick person. I feel it's the same with kids and disabled, autistic/addicts, where the content is censored on the person's stuff and then manipulated about awareness. I'm pretty sure we are all aware of the majority of these issues, and it's not like we're in the 60s where people truly have no fucking clue Google exists. I respect the account more if they just say I'm doing this because I need an escape and their intentions show as genuine. Yeah, I mean, when they show the first few seconds being the outburst to hook people in, I think that makes the intentions pretty fucking clear. And I agree. I think the whole we're doing this for education thing is a cop-out. I think it's a crutch for their shitty behavior. That's crazy because I just found her and followed her yesterday, but just a little while ago, a new post of hers popped up with one of the bath time outbursts, and I realized how sad it is for the grandmother. Obviously, I already felt bad about the dementia in general, but Sarah said something to comfort her, like, it's just us ladies here, and I thought, and the internet. I really like Sarah and also commend what she's doing for her family, but I do feel bad for the grandmother, and I think she should dial it back on the outburst posts, and the hygiene posts as well. It's just us ladies here is a fucking horror. Like, that is lying. You're lying. You're lying to acquire consent from someone who cannot even give informed consent to be on the internet. Why even film bath time? You don't need to fucking film bath time. Surely you should be more focused on actually cleaning them, even if you are to give them or force them into a bath, as opposed to getting a good shot. We're gonna have a look at her responses now. There's 2. This one's the shittest one, and then the other one is the shittester one. People judge what they don't live. We're too busy loving our family to explain it. Yeah, really looks like you love your family when you lie to them constantly and show them treating each other very disrespectfully without their consent. Oh, lovely. Just set the camera up and do some performative. Oh, look at us getting along. We're so lovely and amazing. And make sure to get this on camera as well. Fuck it. I like it. It's a bit of a Dutch angle here as well. You know what? That wasn't intentional, but it does show just how fucking eerie this account is. See, she even poses in front of the camera with the kid to be like, look guys, look at how much of a fun time we're having. Okay, here is the, here's her video response though.
This is the first time and the last time that I will be addressing this issue. I have stayed silent now for a while, and I no longer am going to let this be mentally, physically taxing on me or my family. And I'm not going to allow this negativity and hate towards me and my life dictate what I do and don't do. First, I want to start by thanking my supporters. You guys are absolutely amazing. The support that we have been giving one another is honestly out of this world. And you guys are the reason why I'm back on here making this video. Also, to the people that know me in real life as a wife, a mom, a caregiver, and just...
Yeah, because they're the ones who fall for your education shtick. They just don't realize how, like, obviously exploitative you're being. Or maybe they do and they just don't care. Maybe they genuinely just don't see anything wrong with it, I guess. Which, again, if that's you, if you genuinely don't see anything wrong with this behavior, I would love to know why.
Overall person, you guys all know where my heart truly is, and that these videos that are circulating are not true in even the smallest extent.
No, but here's the issue though. We don't know where your heart truly is. We don't fucking know you. You're a creator on TikTok. No one is obligated. In fact, it would be stupid for someone to take your word for something, especially when it's a topic as sensitive as this and you're making so much money off of intentionally or unintentionally exploiting your children and grandma. Just because you say you have good intentions, that does not mean that we know for a fact you have good intentions. That makes no fucking sense, dude.
Media only shows small snippets of someone's life and not the full picture.
That's true. So why do you keep showing consistently the worst moments of her life? Like, of all the small snippets to pick out, why do you pick the worst ones? The most disrespectful ones, the ones that they would least like to be on the fucking internet. How is this a point for you in any way, shape, or form?
Thank my husband, who is absolutely amazing. He's an amazing husband. He's an amazing father. He's an amazing partner during this caregiving journey that we are doing together. He's an amazing friend. And again, anyone that knows him in real life knows his heart as well. And I will always stand beside him. Secondly, I want to address the accusations regarding Baba. People are online claiming that I am exploiting her without consent because she has dementia.
That's not even like an opinion, by the way. That is just fact. Even if you don't mean to be doing it, that is what you're doing here. You put a fucking outburst the first few seconds of the video to hook people in and then show at the end after the minute mark and make cash off of it.
Internet, any private legal details regarding our family. What I will say, though, is we have spoken with multiple lawyers, detectives, I mean, you name it. Ryan and I have spoken with them, all surrounding adult elderly care, and we are doing absolutely nothing wrong.
No, you're doing nothing illegal. You're doing, if what you're saying is true and you got cleared by lawyers and investigators or detectives, whatever the fuck that means, got Inspector Ghoul on the case, that's like fine, I guess. That does not mean you're doing nothing wrong. It would mean, if this is true, you're doing nothing illegal. It's pretty fucking common knowledge that legal does not always equate to morally correct. Cheating is legal. Cheating is bad. This here is, I would say this is worse than cheating on a moral level, but they're both equally as legal. I guess it would depend on the type of cheating, I guess, but whatever. You just know what I mean.
Saying that my page was banned or my videos were taken down, that is just absolutely not true. I chose to take those videos down. I chose to deactivate my account. Nobody made me do those things. If you comment hateful, hurtful messages or anything on my account, it will be deleted. I will block you. I don't need your views. I don't need your comments. Everything that I do is rooted in love and care. If the people online harassing me truly cared about Baba, they would have handled this privately from the beginning. But instead, they chose to attack me and my...
Fucking hell, she's one to talk about privacy, isn't she? That is insane. If truly caring about something means you keep it private, then that means you do not give a fuck about your grandma. If you truly cared about her, you'd keep all of her issues private as well. Or at the very least, talk about them in a manner in which you don't show the actual bath, you don't show the actual freakouts. Like, there's no way of justifying that, in my opinion, at all.
The threats of them calling APS, sure, go ahead. I would love APS to come into my home. I will welcome them in with open arms to see how well Baba is cared for, how well my children are cared for, and all that we do to keep Baba in our home and out of a nursing home. What is even more upsetting is the hypocrisy. Videos of Baba have literally been downloaded off of my profile, reposted on other people's pages, and are getting hundreds of thousands of views. Meanwhile, these same people that posted them are screaming at me for exploitation.
Well, where the fuck did they get the videos then, you... This is the dumbest point ever, man. If they, like, looked into your house with binoculars and recorded, like, that way, then sure. But they're getting the videos from your account. And they actually do the courtesy, usually, of blurring the woman's unconsenting face out, too, which we're gonna do in this video, of course.
And not to mention, these people have zero permission to post Baba.
You know what I love, though? You also have zero permission to post Baba, because it's impossible for her to give you permission. So they have just as much permission as you do. I know that sounds mental, but it's fucking true. Like, there's no way of arguing against that. Baba has given you as much consent as she's given everyone else. And that's nothing, by the way.
Supporters literally get bullied. Comments have been deleted, and if anyone supports me, if they're not deleted or blocked, they are literally attacking that person by going on their profile, screenshotting a profile picture, and saying something awful about that person. Since these videos have been made, I have literally been receiving the most hateful, hurtful messages, comments, and even threats. No one deserves that. Fake Facebook accounts have been made using my content and my identity. AI images have been made of me. At the end of the day, my page...
Obligatory, all of that is horrible, whatever. It happens in every fucking response video, and it's bad. Yeah, sure. Don't do that, I guess. Not even I guess. Obviously, don't do that. No, it doesn't. It's not justified under any circumstance. But I do get a bit bored of having this fucking rant every single commentary video.
Made to share raw, unfiltered life. The beautiful moments, the hard moments, motherhood, marriage, caregiving, breastfeeding, exhaustion, all of it is real life. Dementia is one of the most horrible things a person or a family will ever have to go through. It is not pretty and it is not easy. I will never sugarcoat that. If this is not the type of content that you want to consume, then keep scrolling. For the comments surrounding my children are loved, cared for, emotionally fulfilled in more ways than any internet stranger could ever comprehend. I will always protect my family. My family comes first. Don't get that confused. I have a lot more that I could say on all of this, but this is where I'm going to close. Stop posting videos about me and my family. Oh God, look, I'm breastfeeding on the internet. I have to finish my video here.
Sorry, I couldn't do
it. What you two are doing is literally harassment. It's cyberbullying and it's defamation of character. So, yeah, I'm just gonna leave that there.
Okay, I think this is like a really fair comment that I'm seeing in this section here. I don't know, maybe two things can be true. Baba can live in a loving home where she's taken care of, and also maybe it's not the best idea to be posting her face online. You should share stories and talk through it instead of filming it directly. Just because it's not illegal doesn't mean it's the best choice to make. I'm not trying to be aggressive or anything, and I really didn't think about it that hard until now. There's a reason why mandated reporters are required to report for both kids and elderly adults. I'm not saying that that's what's happening here. I just think it's interesting how people are so on board about don't post your kids online, they can't consent to videos being posted, but we don't think the same way about elderly individuals. I mean, no hate at all, and the hate you're getting is not helpful at all either, but I think this could be a meaningful conversation though. Much love to you and your family. Fuck me, Andrea, you are an angel. A reasonable person on the internet who isn't hateful, but is still, you know, finding a way to be critical in a productive manner. You're a fucking unicorn. They don't make people like you no more. No, Simply Sarah actually responded and completely condemned the comment. That is about as respectful a criticism and fair a criticism as you will ever get, but Sarah just fucking goes mental. Funny you think. I only think. Again, you'll have no idea the private legal details that were decided before this point. But it doesn't matter though, you know? She still can't consent. It's still immoral. Just because it's legal don't make it moral. It's really not difficult. It really isn't difficult at all.
That video was really just 6 minutes of glazing herself and her husband and trying to prove that they're good people instead of just being good people. Because you cannot possibly be a good cop and nurse duo and think it's okay to film an elderly woman with dementia in the bathroom. And no lawyer or detective in their right mind would agree with your form of content, by the way. The only way they would be alright with your content is if you left that part out. And instead of being like, okay guys, maybe I should take a step back and realize it's weird to put a camera in the bathroom of an old woman.
I will say, as someone who, because this lady's not like a law expert either, I'd be a little careful about saying things like that so confidently. Like, I don't know if she actually, like, ran it by a lawyer or ran it through a lawyer. I honestly wouldn't doubt it considering the amount of people and the amount of accusations of illegal content she is being accused of, and I don't find it necessarily unbelievable that the content she's posting isn't classed as illegal necessarily. But to be fair, I'm also not comfortable saying that it is definitely completely clear legally either. I just wouldn't be so headstrong as Ali is. I understand they feel very strongly about it, and as do I. Like, I get that completely, but I would just be a bit more careful about, like, asserting for a fact that, no, it must be illegal, and if you spoke to a lawyer or a detective and they agreed with you, then they're not a proper lawyer, they fucking suck at their job, and you're lying completely about that. There's no way you're telling the truth. I think that kind of definite standing, or that kind of, like, very black and white type of thinking is never really productive online. Unfortunately, it is very much the norm, though. Again, no hate towards this woman. I think she's doing good work. I think she's making good points. I just think that she's a little off base here, maybe.
But no, you double down, say you did nothing wrong, you just deleted the videos by choice. You try to gaslight us and say we only see small snippets of your life, but in previous videos you said you show the raw and the real, so which is it? And by the way, for the last time, I am not exploiting you by talking about your videos. You are exploiting your family by posting them in the first place. And people typically want this type of thing handled privately because they know they have something to hide. Which, by the way, people have reached out to you privately and they get blocked regardless of how kind they are. So it's not even a matter of handle it privately and kindly, it's a matter of you don't want to hear it, you don't care to know. Because if you cared about Baba, you never would have posted these videos in the first place. And you also wouldn't have spent the majority of that 6-minute video trying to prove to people how wonderful of a person you are.
Again, I'm not going to say that she has no care for her grandmother, but I will say that I personally would not film someone's naked body without their consent if I cared about them. Especially if the reason was to publicize it for hundreds of thousands to see. Obviously, they don't see the naked body, but again, you see what I mean here. I wouldn't post their freakouts online for hundreds of thousands to see if I cared about them. Maybe we just have different definitions of the word care. Who knows? Maybe she displays her care in a different manner.
Messages and threats go, I definitely don't condone that, and anyone doing it is no follower of mine. If they are, I don't claim them.
Yeah, true. She never encouraged that hatred either, so I feel that's important to state.
I have also been on the receiving end of this type of hate as well, Sarah, from your loving, kind, compassionate community.
So that's true as well. I always find it really funny when people are like, oh, they sent a hate brigade my way, but they haven't like given the stipulation of, oh, don't send hate their way though, because then it just becomes a situation where both fan bases are sort of attacking each other like the world's shittest war.
You say no one deserves this, but does that also include me, or does it not because I'm calling you out? Someone literally posted a fist-fighting gif in your comments saying, ooh, let me at her, who's hating? And you liked it, but no one deserves that, right? And if you're concerned about the fake AI Facebook profile picture, can I address another concern I have? You have posted bare-chested, breastfeeding your infant, with little TikTok milk cartons covering the whole thing. You think people aren't using AI to do shit with that image of you and your daughter? That should be your biggest concern with AI photos, not some fake Facebook. Which, by the way, people think I made that Facebook page, and I did not. The earliest profile picture on that page was posted April 21st. I didn't even know about Sarah until April 30th. And to be honest, you had made it to Reddit before you had made it to my For You page. Other people had already been calling you out. I've just been the most outspoken about it. And I can't help that I posted the most basic opinion on your content and 2 million people saw it. That's kind of how an algorithm works. It just drops you off wherever. And lastly, the negative talk you have surrounding dementia contributes to stigma. The way you describe it as this terrible, awful, horrible thing, the most horrible thing anyone can experience, that gives people a sense of doom and hopelessness for their family member with dementia. And honestly, if you are struggling that bad as a caregiver,
I'm not sure if that's a fair criticism. I think it's important to display sympathy and understanding for how traumatic an illness like dementia is. I think there's a fine line between displaying sympathy or understanding for the severity of the illness and straight up fear-mongering it or trying to scare people. Because you can't exactly go online and say it's actually a very easy illness to deal with. It's actually great. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, if we're being real, it is a horrible thing. Like, it is. I'm not sure how I feel about that criticism, but I think she's spitting here. I think she's about 75% on the money.
the hoops that you specifically are jumping through to justify this type of content is insane. You aren't educated on dementia at all to know that dementia patients are not of sound mind, especially when they're late stage, like Baba. If Baba can't grasp the concept of putting on the proper shoes to go outside or taking a shower to remain clean, what the fuck gives you the idea that she consented to being posted on TikTok for millions to see? Sarah rips away her dignity and her autonomy by posting her to the internet. She takes away her autonomy by forcing her to put on different shoes or forcing her to get in the shower despite the fact she's clearly under distress.
I do wonder, because like the forcing to get, I understand why that's distressing and traumatic for a lot of people, but if you just didn't shower or clean said person, that would be neglect though. But I guess that's where like alternative cleaning methods come in, like using smaller scale shower products or cleaning products to clean like particularly dirty areas like the armpits, for example, or the spa day therapy as well. I guess it's also different because it's not as as though Sarah is a licensed dementia caretaker or practitioner. If there was an actual nursing home or there were actually, you know, qualified professionals taking care of said person, they definitely wouldn't be fucking recording it. Like that is to do it in like a facility or like a nursing home, that would definitely be illegal. So to be honest, I think maybe it should be like, that does maybe add some strength to the case that it would also be illegal at home as well. Because all the reasons as to why it would be illegal in the nursing home, they sort of apply to the home too. Maybe not directly, again, I'm not making any claims here, but like, I wouldn't like complain if it was seen to be illegal necessarily. Like, there's not a law I would fight against at all.
And she posts these clips because that's what gets her the most views. Go look at her view history on her page. Look at the videos where she's showing a TikTok shop video or a good day with Baba versus a video where Baba is clearly lashing out and uncomfortable. Tell me which type of video gets the millions of views. How do we know she didn't consent? Because she's got fucking dementia. She can't consent.
And also, she never even claimed that she was consenting either. Like, if she was consenting, if this grandma was consenting, 100% Sarah would have brought that up somewhere in the response video. But even she, as much as she was glazing herself, did not say at any point, oh no, Sarah is completely cool with this, she consented. Maybe because she either knows how dumb it would sound, or because Sarah just never even consented, even in an uninformed fashion.
Probably tell that I am more of a glass half full than glass empty type of girl.
Weird way to address that you're getting called out for exploiting a vulnerable adult, but do continue.
So that's why I chose to tag a positive message like this one and not a hateful, negative one like the few that I have received.
Are they negative and hateful, or are they telling you that Baba can't consent to being filmed? Which is it?
And the negative comments that I have received are literally like little drops of water in huge buckets of positivity.
Such little drops of water in big old buckets of positivity that it bothers you enough to make a video, right?
I have received messages pretty much saying that I should feel ashamed for sharing these raw, real moments.
You really should, because would you want a camera shoved in your face or set up in the corner of the room as you're having a meltdown that you can't control or have any awareness of? But why don't you feel ashamed for it?
I'm not ashamed of loving someone through one of the hardest journeys a family can go through.
That is a really manipulative and calculated way to spin it, Sarah. People aren't angry with you because you're loving your grandmother-in-law. People are upset because you're exploiting a woman who doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah, again, I think she's spitting here. It's just when she starts using like Google AI overviews and talking about the legal side of things when she isn't a lawyer or anything, I think that's when it starts to sort of falter a little bit critique-wise. But this right here, these videos here, I think there's no critiques on my end. I think that she's spitting. This is just pure facts, I think.
Take a 3-second clip of her lashing out as a hook for your videos. And would you mind reading this for a split second for me? Pause it if you have to.
I'm not afraid of showing the raw, real side of caregiving that so many families carry silently every single day.
That's actually the entire issue here, Sarah. You don't respect her privacy or her dignity. It is not dignified to force her in the shower and film it for the world to see, or taking her to the bathroom and helping her. The public doesn't need to see that. And there are far more ethical ways to describe your day-to-day life without exploiting your grandmother-in-law.
Oh my god, look at this comment, by the way. Newsflash, there's cameras everywhere. Even when Baba goes to the doctor. Geez, stop being a hater. Sarah is doing an amazing job. Well, usually those cameras, like, yeah, they record, but usually it's not publicized on fucking TikTok. Like, imagine you go for a prostate exam, and it's like, fine, everything goes normal. And then you get home, and a couple days later, you go on TikTok, and you're getting sent a video of, like, some guy with his fist halfway up your fucking arsehole. It's like, what the fuck? Why is this? I didn't consent to this. Why is this on the internet? Well, cameras are everywhere. Just fucking deal with it. The doctor did a great job, didn't they? Whoever left that comment, at their next pap smear, they gotta get, someone to record it and put it on fucking TikTok if they're so okay with it. To be fair, we don't actually see the grandma's body whilst they're in the shower, so maybe just record the audio of them getting the pap smear. I'm sure they'll be cool with that as well. But yeah, honestly, with that, I feel as though we've covered pretty much all we need to about Simply Sarah. Again, obviously, if there's anything you disagree with me here on, if you think I went too hard at certain points, or maybe too soft on certain points, or like disagree with my critiques on the lady at the end, Ali, who I think made a lot of good points, but just, you know, faltered a little bit in her critiques when she was a little too confident in statements that I feel as though should be validated or looked into a little bit more. But either which way, Simply Sarah is absolutely the worst actor in all of this. I think the way that she treats her children and her grandma especially is fucking grim, and I really wish she stayed private, to be honest with you. But aside from all that, thank you all very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I will catch you all in the next one. So yeah, have a good one. Bye.